From Pisco, we drive back up into the Andes, but we only make it up to 2,500 metres before our fan belt flies off into the unknown, and we have a serious engine problem. We're forced to turn around and roll all the way back down to the coast without using the engine. After the stress, we need a couple of nights in Pisco, right on the beach, before trying the same route into the mountains a second time. This time, we have a problem with the new belt at 4,300 metres, before we continue our journey through the amazing Andes via Ayacucho and Abancay towards Cusco.
This was our lovely spot for last night. We're already back into the mountains and found this spot just in time before the sun was setting. It was nice and quiet. It's a nice and friendly family here. There's lots of farms along the way here. They're growing wine and fruit trees.
Highway PE28A is another amazing route from the Pacific coast into the Peruvian mountains.
Wild donkey on the road. We're getting clearer skies now. Obviously the ocean fog is gone. We're about 1,800 meters high, but we're going to go over a 4,746 meter high pass in about 120, nearly 130 kilometers. Wow. Poor guy. Over 4,700 meters with such a truck. Forgot to film, but our battery light came on, so we turned around. We're going all the way back down. Well, we're still going, but we've got 90 kilometers to go back down, and the engine is getting a little hot. We have the heater running and we have our fan running. I mean, we're cooling down when we normally go down. I hope we're not going to ruin the engine here, but there's no other way. We're in the middle of the mountains here. Our only chance is to go down, and hopefully the battery lasts until then. At the moment we are having a problem. The engine is too hot. So our belt is gone. The drive belt, I don't know what it's called, the one that is actually also using or moving the water pump, and we have to get down 70 kilometers. We're going to try and get it started now. Let's see if it starts. The battery shows 1250. Yeah. Okay, that was okay. Now we're rolling down in neutral as much as we can. Thank God we didn't make it to the 4,700 meter high pass, but we lost the belt, and now we have to definitely watch the heat in the engine because the water pump's not working. We try not to use the engine at all and roll down. We switched everything off that could possibly use power from the front battery in case we have to stop again to cool the engine down. That's something we really don't need, but it's better than at 4,700 meters. The only worry we actually have now is that we might not get a belt down here because it's a Fiat and it's not a common engine at all in Peru. We might have to get something sent from Germany. Uphill stretch, so we have to put it in second gear and hope to get over this hump here and then back into neutral. He's moving. 70 kilometers at this speed could take us a number of hours. Shit. We're allowed 40 kilometers an hour and we're doing 40. There we go. At this rate we're there in 2 hours, but I don't think it's gonna stay nice and slopey like this. 70 kilometers an hour in neutral. We are flying. We have to see that positively. I hope our temperature gauge is working, but I think it is. At least we're driving through a nice valley here. Things could be worse. Things could be better. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The things we do to get up the hill without. But it does work. It really does.
We've got 120 kilos that,
Come on.
that we're pushing. We're pushing with.
120 kilos, yeah.
Yeah, 60 or 60.
we push
I'm a bit less.
3 tons with
I'm
100.
I'm -2, you're +2. So this is 120 kilos. So give him a swing.
I said on the way up, this is a mountain road that we don't really want to drive because it gives us stomach aches. But this is going to give us stomach muscles because
It's working though.
Yeah.
It's going.
it is going. It really is going.
It does work with 120 kilos that are moving like
You
this.
just have to keep it moving.
There's things we have to do. Last time it was beep, beep.
Yeah. Peru is not good for us.
No.
The mountains of Peru have the thrills that we don't need.
We need the engine for the
Yeah.
end because it is flat.
Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going.
So we're still rocking and rolling, but we have about 32 kilometers to go to the junction. So we've done about 35 in an hour. That's not bad actually. We hardly put the engine on, yet now I have to rock again.
Thanks. It's fine.
We're doing our sport here as well. You think you're done and then you have to do 8 more. It's quite exhausting, but it works.
But it works. It really works.
Can we see the temperature? We're under 90. It really works. Now we're on the flat bit and we have to let the motor run a little bit at least. We're trying to go as slow as possible.
The rocking motions and the stress are getting to Kirsten. She's hyperventilating. But I can't stop and we have to keep going. No belt on my engine, but I'm still rolling along.
It's fairly flat here actually, and we're still rolling, so it must be stay where you are, stay where you are, or come in, because we are rolling and we are not stopping. He's got the double flashes on as well. It's about 19 or 18 kilometers to go. The temperature is still under 90. What a thrill ride again, one we didn't really need, but never mind. Our only worry is that we can't get the belt here, and then we are stuffed because without a belt we can't drive. And it's putting the engine on a little bit so we can get past the cemetery because we don't want to get stuck here. At least a nice big garage. And hopefully we can get the belt fitting.
Thank God there's a garage in Miraflores, and they even have the right belt for us. We can't believe our luck, and it only cost us $15.
So we had to change all our plans, of course. We're now in Pisco and we're heading for a place, let's mention it now, overlander, a guy named Victor who is welcoming travelers like us with open arms, and I just contacted him on WhatsApp and he's there. 350 Meter rechts. So we're now down on the beach in Pisco. We've never seen Pisco, so here we are. Because it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon and we need a place to stay for the night and to be able to watch our football tomorrow morning as well, because our second division is getting truly exciting now. Darmstadt lost, so if HSV wins, if we could actually be second tomorrow. We could. We don't get our hopes up. Heaven says, keep your mouth shut, don't even say it. So, we see how Victor is already waiting for us. We see how this place is working out for us. So, this is Victor's place on the beach. He doesn't actually live here. He's got a house somewhere. We just met him. He came down to say hello. We're next to the beach restaurants here. Probably music going on all night. And there's the ocean in Pisco. We've never been here actually. We just pass through every single time. But we're so glad that we managed to get a belt. So, long time since I've been actually thousands of pelicans are on these things sticking out. Are pelicans? That's amazing.
Pisco was founded in 1640. It originally prospered because of its nearby vineyards and became noted for its grape brandy called Pisco, which is used worldwide for the famous Pisco sour cocktail. Pisco was only 60 kilometres from the centre of a devastating 8.0 magnitude earthquake which struck on Wednesday the 15th of August 2007 and lasted for almost 3 minutes. Experts say this kind of earthquake happens only once every 100 years. About 85% of the city was destroyed. 35,000 buildings collapsed and left 100,000 people homeless. Over 500 people died. 148 of those deaths occurred when the cathedral collapsed in the city's main square. The pier on the beach of Pisco was never rebuilt after the earthquake and tsunami, and is now the home of thousands of pelicans and a great sunset spot for visitors. Victor's place on the beach is free and safe. He's a biologist and surfer and built the camping spot and small cabin with the help of local children, only using the debris from the earthquake.
So we spent all morning in Pisco and now we're going back up the same road that we've done 2-3 days ago, where we lost our belt. These are the Tambo, Colorado ruins. They're apparently older than Machu Picchu, but it's basically just red rocks in there. Here, you see some walls. Helen is trying the old rolling down the hill save fuel thing now. There you go. You live and you learn. Here are some more parts of these ruins. It's not super exciting really. There's actually vineyards here in this valley. We're coming up to the spot we parked at last time. It's a hotel and restaurant, really nice place, but today we have time to go further. Here it is. This is the place we stopped at last time. Really, really nice people. Lots of flies though. They might recognize us and wonder why we come through again. Never mind. Okay, it's desert here, no doubt, but beautiful. We're about 1,000 meters high now, and we're going up to 2.8 today. So ladies, huh? Where are you going? This is the gas station. We stopped at 2,500 meters. It's near Huaytará. We slept really, really well. Very nice people. It was open 24 hours. We've been doing just a kilometer from the gas station from last night and it's all of a sudden very green. This is Huaytará. We're climbing and climbing. We're way over 3,000 by now. We're at 4,100 meters now and we have the most fabulous weather for this day. It's a really, really nice drive. Wow, somebody is riding a bicycle here. 4,200 meters. Super. Lots of sheep at 4,400 meters. I'm correcting myself. These are small llamas. Over 4,400 meters. We could not live here. It's way too high. Nicely done here though. We have these amazing views today. That is incredible up here. 4,500 meters. We're going down a little, but I think the mountains in the distance are the 4,700 meter high pass.
And in about 40 kilometres.
In about 40 kilometers, Helen says. It's a super drive over this plateau here. going back up. Is that fantastic scenery or what? There's some ruins down there. Stretch of road that we're going to do in about 10 minutes. Ooh. Nice big pocked holes on rocks here. Somebody put a rock in there for warning. This is apparently a puya.
The Puya Raymondi, also known as the Queen of the Andes, is the largest species of bromelia. It's native to the high Andes of Bolivia and Peru. The trunk can be 5 meters tall, with a rosette of about 200 linear leaves. It lives for approximately 80 years. It only flowers once, and then it dies.
But right down here is a car that crashed. That looks really, really bad. It came off the road and went all the way down there, probably turning several times. There's a police car parked there, so that's an eagle. That's a super eagle. We stopped for the plants, and when we started again we had problems, and I took a look underneath. Our belt is very loose. It's there, but it's very loose. I assume that the alternator is not tight enough to put tension on the belt, so we're driving back to that place. I think it's only about 3 kilometers or so. Hopefully there's a mechanic there that can tighten the belt for us again. We're still heading down into the next village and hope for a mechanic, somebody who knows what he's doing, because the belt is loose and we assume that the alternator moved back into a different position, so it's not tight enough. We're showing a little bit of the battery life. Of course, we're at 4,200 meters or something, I don't know. Fuck. Yeah, we have to go with the flow and see if we can find somebody who can tighten the belt for us. It's not holding, and of course we are in the most difficult mountain terrain that you can possibly think of. We see what's going to happen next.
In the small mountain village of Rumichaca, we were fortunate to find Vladimir, the only mechanic in this place. A super nice guy. He even has some ramps to drive on to lift up our heavy vehicle.
Y encontramos que la faja es muy flojo. We're looking for screws. We did lose the other screw. I heard it actually falling out, but I couldn't find it on the road. Maybe the car behind us knocked it away as well. What a performance. Helen had to drive on these thingies, but at least he's got them, which is really, really good. We have to improvise here, but Vladimir is hopefully will be able to help us. Vladimir did an excellent job. He tightened it. He found a bolt. It's the upper one here. We have to exchange it because he said the quantity is not, or the quality is not the best. It's not a steel one, but we have an idea what we need. So yeah, I've just measured it. It's at 1380, so it's a lot better than before. It's also super tight. He says we actually have the right belt. Obviously the guy who put the belt in didn't tighten the upper screw enough, so it came loose, and then the whole thing came loose. But we've got it sorted out, hopefully. Here's our hero in su Papa. Okay, ganz langsam runter, Helen. Bueno, se dice, pero una persona buena. Vladimir es Es el Dios de nosotros para hoy. So I don't know how long we spent here, 1.5 or 2 hours, but we're rolling and we don't have to go all the way down to Pisco. Vladimir is our hero, honestly. It's so tough to get into that spot and work with it. For some reason he found a screw for us, but he said we need to change it. Obviously it's not a steel one. If it gets rusty, there's no way we can move anything, but he said we have the right belt. I really assume that the other mechanic didn't tighten it enough and it fell out. Are we happy or are we happy? Cost us another 50,000, where it was 40,000, which is really nothing. That's $12. They are really super sweet here. Lots of alpacas. I think these are alpacas. We're almost where we stopped for the plants. I have to pick up my rubber mat because I forgot that one completely. So somebody picked up my mat. It wasn't there anymore. Never mind, it's just the foot mat. I wonder if that was the police. It wouldn't surprise me. So we're heading towards the high pass. Hopefully we're not going to have any more troubles with our belt. Tuk-tuk is going down this way, we're not. This is really beautiful. Beautiful light, but we are a little worried that we might not make it down in time before it's getting dark to a place where we can actually stay overnight. Benito is driving, that's the main thing. It's a beautiful light up here. We're climbing at 4,300 meters or close to it now, and the sun's coming through. I don't think we're the only ones with problems today. Light is beautiful, but it's 5:30 and we have 10 kilometers to go to the 4,747 high pass. Our shadow is faster than us.
Time because it's getting dark pretty quick.
Yeah. We can look into the sunset now here. So we're just at the pass. I'm taking a shot back to the sunset.
It's really not our day today. We were so looking forward to seeing this spectacular pass with its colourful mountains in the daylight. And then Kirsten's worst nightmare happens. All her camera batteries are dead just at the wrong moment when we're at the top of the pass. So we're left using our smartphone. But the video quality is very poor on the old iPhone.
So we made it this far. This is the highest point for us. I'm using the smartphone now because all my camera batteries are dead as well. It's not our day, so hopefully we get down to an altitude where we can sleep. But the road is in really bad condition up here. The scenery is just spectacular. We have 127 to the gas station. We aim for 127 kilometers. That's probably too far. But we're rolling down as far as we can.
We really need to move on to find a camping spot further down the other side. There's no way that we can sleep up here at 4,746 metres and risk getting altitude sickness. After sunset, the daylight is fading fast, and it's really not a good idea to drive in the dark on these terrible roads up here. But we had no other choice. What a stressful day for us again. But it's also one of the most beautiful drives in Peru.
Arriving at Arizona, on the right.
It's been a long time since we've been so happy to see a gas station. This is the best part of the day. Helen prepared some coleslaw for us this morning. And we love it with boiled eggs on top. And we're so hungry now. We only had breakfast this morning and then we had one chocolate bar in between before we discovered that we had a problem with the car. But it's now almost 8 o'clock and we are dying to eat and drink something. And I just said to Helen, thank God we don't need to look for a hotel room now. In a restaurant, we can just stay inside our motorhome and eat and drink a cup of tea. We deserve that today. Helen especially, she's been driving in the dark for 1.5 hours. That's really, really hard. Do you want to add something to this? Bon appetit. This is the gas station the next morning. It was okay, we slept okay. So we're back at 3:08 this morning, somewhere over there. Unfortunately I'm on the wrong side. Let's take the video. We came through last night. Down, we're on our way to Ayacucho. Touch wood, the belt is tight this morning. Let's cross fingers that it stays like this. This is Ayacucho. It's a super big city actually. Wow. Really big town. We have to go all the way around it because apparently the roads are super narrow. Some people didn't make any corners. We are still trying to get out of Ayacucho. It's a real nightmare here. We're following the main highway. This is the 3S, the main Peruvian highway. Let him go through, yeah. You might have to back up a little. Can he get through there? Oh, what's your... It's a true nightmare here. I have to guide Helen as much as I can. Is he going to make it? Yeah. Oh, now this guy's coming out. Hang on. He might be going before. Let him go, let him go, let him go.
He's got his blinkers on, babe. He's
Yeah.
parked. He's parked.
Oh,
he's parked.
okay. He wants to get out. You can tell the stress we're in because this is really a nightmare. Straight on here. See what we mean? It's always a turn somewhere. I have to watch the GPS. There's no sign saying something like Cusco or something. Without GPS you get totally lost in here, and then the people are just parking.
And then they open the doors.
And then they open the doors, and then you try to get out. Here's a plaza. No, it's not a Plaza Vea, it's a Plaza Felca. It took us 1.5 hours to get through Ayacucho. And we're now at 4,150 meters roughly. We're going over this plateau, and Helen just said it looks like Scotland, and it does. We're heading for the next pass. It's a beautiful ride, and we have the road to ourselves. Amazing. So we just moved into the next valley, and the views are fabulous today. The road is in perfect conditions. Obviously the trucks are not coming along here. And Helen just loves it because we can peacefully just roll along. There she is, the happy driver. After the stress from yesterday, we're really enjoying this, aren't we? Yep. Just turn the corner here and all of a sudden we're into some really high mountains. We're still going along the plateau, but you can see it drops like, what, 1,000 meters minimum into the valley there. Wow, what a drive today. There you can see the road we're going down, some of the switchbacks. These are really old towns here with the beautiful roofs. I don't know what this town is named or called.
Okros.
What?
Okros.
Okros. Okay. And we're in Okros. Restaurant Mirador. That looks really nice here. We've dropped down to 3,000 meters and we're still going a lot lower. We're actually looking for a spot to have our lunch break, but this one is a little iffy here because there's quite a lot of rockfall and not a good place to stop. Zona Critica, yeah, you can see the rocks here. I think that was a hundimiento. Wow. I tell you, these roads in Peru, and when I look at these rocks, I mean, do they look stable to you? They don't look very stable to me at all. I hope so too. It's all of a sudden a one-way lane. Oh God, it's no signs, nothing. A topi, I think a topi is the sign that... Here we are. Good morning, ladies. Oh, good afternoon, I should say. Aren't you beautiful? Rápida, rápida, rápida. Ándale. Good. This guy has wonky tires.
Different sizes.
Oh, we're almost down to the bottom at 2,100 meters. We're going through the canyon here. Again, a completely different landscape. Now we're going over the Rio Pampas. We will follow this river for quite some time. It's a nice river. Oh, we're approaching the spot for the night. A gas station on the other side of Chincheros. We are at 2,800 meters. That should do us fine for the night. So this was a fabulous stop last night. It's a gas station just outside of Chincheros. It is super quiet. We just have another beautiful day to go up and down the mountains. It's a gorgeous sunny weather again. Looks yummy. We are above 3,000 again, and we had a beautiful night at one of the gas stations. They lead a very simple life up here, but I think it's peaceful and quiet and healthy. I hope it's healthy. In Peru, you never know with all the garbage. They probably don't know how well they are off. How well off they are. Helen's correcting me. My English is crap this morning. It's the altitude. I just blame it all on the altitude. Here's another view of where we just came from. I'm doing these switchbacks here. Isn't that beautiful? This is where we just came from. All the way down there. So we just got down from 4,270 to 4,000. And we're doing these switchbacks here. Fortunately, every time we go down, our own diesel fumes are catching up with us, so keeping the windows open is not a really good idea. We're fumigating ourselves a little bit, but everybody with a diesel engine has the same problem. It's still a gorgeous day. I mean, how lucky are we with the weather? Oh, careful, careful. Ja, alles gut.
Kleiner, ganz
Todo bien. Oh ja, ganz klar. We are driving through Santa Maria de Chicmo. Nice, beautiful houses. You rarely get to see something like this. We're at 3,000, just under 3,300 meters. And There's quite a lot of communities here, obviously farming communities. As you can see the cows on the road and the donkeys. Ooh, these are big cows. Big cows and donkeys. Of course, I think the donkey belongs to the first family. Donkey is stubborn. Donkey says this is my road. That is quite a big town for the Peru mountains. This is the new style in Peru here. Looks interesting. We're on a bypass of this big town. We have to get back onto the PE3S, but all the heavy traffic is going through here as well by the looks of it, so we should be okay. We're following the Love tuk-tuk. They've got these funny things on their tires. Reminds me of Spartacus. School's out, so we have to get through this busy part of the town now. School uniforms. This is a big town with lots of kids. This is a new farming community by the looks of it, and they have either somebody built houses for them or they built them themselves, but that looks like a particular style here. They're still empty, so maybe building this for God knows who. This is an incredible view. They must be really high because we're at 4,100 meters.
The Andes Mountains divide Peru from north to south. It's a vast chain of snow-capped peaks and diverse landscapes. It's the highest mountain range outside Asia and the longest continental mountain range in the world.
Completely different landscape. It's another plateau we're driving along. And back over there are the mountains. They must be like 5,000 plus meter high. You can even see some of the glaciers now. Wow, there is a huge glacier up there. Firewood for the winter, definitely. Because you can see the snow. I'm not quite sure if they have snow here, but we're approaching winter, so... But it's the dry season. I'm a little bit confused here in South America when snow is actually coming. Guys, huh? You're on the wrong side of the road. Ándale, ándale, rápida, rápida. Gracias.
These duckety ducks. So I have to get between all of you. No, that's not very easy. Watch your asses.
Waddle, 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 waddle. Huaytará. Looks like somebody drove right into this house here. Oh shit, yeah. We almost ran over a tuk-tuk.
Anyone for chicken?
And this is a nice town too. Adobe style houses. We're at 3,400 meters. And we should be going down in a minute, all the way to 1,800 meters for our night stop. I think this must be the highest point. There you can see the snow-covered mountains again. We're again on these long switchbacks here. We get another glimpse of the mountains here.
There's snow up there.
Yeah, it is snow. Small glacier, I think. We weren't sure if this is actually a town or if it's just rocks. So now we worked it out. This is Abancay, the town we have to go through tomorrow. I hope it's an easy road to get through there. This looks ominous. So far these towns were chaotic. One of the many police stops we're in. But they're just checking papers normally, so this is okay. We have about 8 kilometers to go. Somewhere down there is our next gas station for the night. It's getting dark now, and we had to stop for about 10 minutes with the police. This is why we don't like driving at night, because there's a horse in the middle of the road. It's getting dark now. The camera makes it brighter than it actually is. But we're only 3.5 kilometers away from our night stop. Hopefully it will. Oh, this is it over there. Look. There. That's the gas station over there. So this was our stop last night. It doesn't look too good, but it was actually really, really quiet and safe. They even have hot showers here, which I only discovered this morning. This is where we came down yesterday, and the gas station is somewhere down there. Nice, really green valley next to a really clean river. We're getting into Abancay. It's a little dusty. The highway goes straight through the town. There's no other way to get through the city. There's no bypass or anything, so we have to go with the flow. And this morning I met a woman from Peru who actually lives in the States, and we spoke English, and she said normally it's a lot hotter here. We have about 26 degrees. It's not too bad. We're not sweating buckets. We just have to get through the dust here in the town. And then we go back up to 3,900 meters all the way across to Cusco. Yeah. This is typical for South America. Everybody is just, and there's even police, but they just cross the road in front of you. It's first come, first serve on these roads here, and look at these roads. It's finally. Everybody is going in. Via de Evitamiento. Such an ugly town, Abancay. It's kind of sprawled over a mountainside, and they don't even bother with making the facades nice here. Local market here, one of them. We are bumping through Abancay. It's hard. This one is really bad. It goes steep up. It has all these broken up roads, but we are still on track. It's a good job I looked at it a little closer yesterday, because all the roads look the same here. It's not easy to get out, but we are on the PE3S. Look how these roads are tires slashing here. Holy camoli. So I had to get on Maps.me now, because our GPS is not connecting to the roads anymore. And she's losing the track all the time, but we're good. It's truly impossible to drive here on your own. Engines overheating, no signs. Basically, you just go with a gut feeling through the town here. You can tell the road is so bad that it must be used by a lot of heavy traffic, and that's why you follow it. And it's the widest road in town, but it's horrible. So we made it out of town. How long did it take us? Half an hour. That's not too bad, actually. Now we're above the town, Abancay. We've made it. Now we're at 3,700 meters. We've climbed 2,000 meters. This is still Abancay down there. Harvesting time for corn. There's a lot of corn here. We are roughly about 90 kilometers before Cusco, and we're going through a narrow canyon here along the Rio. What's it called? Apurimac. We followed it for quite some time. Yeah, there's a big bridge that we go across. It's a cloudy day today, which makes a difference in the colors of the mountains. We are now at 1,850 meters. So we dropped again from almost 4,000 to under 2,000. really, really tough switchbacks on the way to Cusco. When you get stuck behind the trucks, it's very tough to overtake. And then the engine needs to be put on heater again. Because our motorhome doesn't get any air behind trucks, and then the engine gets hot straight away. Maintain your distance, drive with care. Your family is waiting for you, is what it says on the back of this truck here. This is where we just came from, all the way down there. Giant rock mine here. And they're taking all of the mountain down. Buses drive with the open engine compartment to cool their trucks down. And this is a peaje. We actually have to pay, but it's only $3.90. I hope they can change 100 because that's all we have left.
Disculpe, pero
Boleta, factura.
no necesito, pero no hay más. Oh. ¿Qué dice? Muchas gracias.
Is it 96.10?
90. I think that's correct.
Okay.
Gracias. Hasta luego.
But we are aiming for a gas station just before Cusco, and that's in 11 kilometers. But the weather is really shitty. They always think, that's why they wave us down, they always think we're a bus, a transportation bus.
20 years ago, we visited Cusco for the first time, and we're curious about how the city has changed in the last 2 decades. It was the capital of the Inca Empire from the 13th to the 16th centuries, and is certainly one of the most famous and beautiful cities in the whole of South America.
Smile!